Right, so at the minute this is the sink outlet and this is the engine inlet. Now originally the sink outlet was larger than the engine inlet, so when I got the TruDesign seacocks, I got the same size. I'm trying to remember what size they are, I can't remember. I think that was 1/2 inch and that was 3/4. I've got the larger, I've got two of the same, so I thought it's not going to hurt putting the bigger one in for the engine outlet, plus that way it makes it easier for spares and everything, and easier if everything is the same size rather than different sizes for no reason really. Plus I'd feel a bit better knowing that the engine can get more water in it. So yeah, first thing I've got to do, I mean obviously I've got to clean them out, but I've also got to largen this one up with the hole saw, so that should be interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of sealant around it as well, so I'm just going to try and clean that up first because there seems to be a lot of sealant in there. Now I don't know whether that hole was a bit bigger or whether they've misdrilled it and it's kind of gone egg shaped, I don't know, but I need to find the hard bit of the hole so when I do open it up to the bigger size I am cutting out all the crap bits and not leaving them in. Right, so got the skin fitting there and we fit into the sink one, okay, not a problem. Obviously the engine one we are smaller. Now the thing is we're only a little bit smaller because if I match up the hole cutter it's only just smaller. So in order to stop me from bouncing around everywhere, I'm hoping that I have a good idea. I haven't once in a while, but I've cut this previous and I'm hoping that if I have this on the bit as I drill to open up the hole a bit bigger, that will help guide and keep the cutter straight. I'm hoping. We'll soon find out, but that is the plan. Okay, so I'm happy to report it is working. I haven't finished yet, but you can just see the ridge between the original size there and the new size there. Like I say, it's not a lot, but it's enough. So little tip out there, if you've got to do something similar, it is working. Yeah, so yeah, these Sadlers really are thick blade, not a bad thing. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, I've just finished, and if I can focus, it's right through. Clean. I haven't tried this yet. Oh, sweet. Yeah. That works. That one obviously. So yeah, just got to clean these up, and that could be a bit tighter actually, but to be fair, the hole saw on the specifications, the skin fitting is 27mm wide and the hole saw I'm using is 28, so it did have a mil on it. but it's worked. And that's the little bit that I used. What I did is I kind of jammed it up in there so it was kind of flush with the hole like that, and then used the hole saw backwards just to score it for a bit, and then I went forwards and started cutting, and then stopped 2 or 3 times. Obviously that was jammed on the dual bit and going into the cutter bit, so then I'd take it out and then I'd jam it back up there to however far I'd cut, and then kept doing that to use that pilot hole as the guide. And because I was just worried that as I drill up it would scoot sideways or start going left or right or forward or back, obviously it just helps keep that original straight line going through. So yeah, happy days. Okay, so I'm slowly just cleaning up the holes on the outside and the inside now, and then I can dry fit the through holes, the skin fitting bit, and then dry fit the actual tap, the seacock itself. Might have to jiggle it around to get it to sit at the right angle for the handle. These are bigger obviously than the standard ones, but I just have to make sure that I get that handle round about anywhere between there and there really. So I'll figure that out when I dry fit it, and then I can mark the skin fitting as to the orientation of it, and that way I won't end up with a handle round the back or something like that, which is normally the way things go. But yeah, more cleaning up, sand it down a bit. I've got rid of all the old, well, most of it, all the old sealant. Just got to give it a proper good clean now, and then I'll quickly go over with a bit of acetone, dry fit, and then fit them properly. Okay, so I've dry fitted. I've done one, I've done the sink one, and now I just have to do the engine inlet, seacock skin fitting, sorry, and then leave them both to set 24 hours, and then just tighten them up after work tomorrow. So one down, one to go. Excuse the mess in here, I haven't cleaned it out properly, but yep, getting ever closer. Okay, so the skin fittings are now installed. Now I've just got to wait till tomorrow, and then I can tighten them up and clean these up a bit better as well. But yeah, they're, as far as I can tell, I did double check like 5 times, they are orientated the right way, so I shouldn't have any problems with the seacocks. Okay, so they've all been tightened up now. It was a bit more than the next day. It ended up being quite a few days because I couldn't get anyone to hold the tool to stop the skin fitting from turning. I was paranoid that I'd start tightening the nuts and the skin fitting would turn. Luckily the first one didn't, but the second one did start a little bit, but luckily I had someone on the outside and we prevented it. Got them both tightened up anyway, so I'm now going to fit the actual seacock. Okay, so they're all in now. Well, they're both in, and they're all sealed up and everything properly. So yeah, the only thing I have got to do is the engine one had a strainer, the old school strainer, which obviously won't be going on, so I will have to get an online strainer and put him inside the engine bay. I think it's like 15 centimeters above water level or something, So I'll have to feed a pipe off there to the strainer, and then from the strainer to the water pump. But yeah, shopping wise, that'll be the next thing I have to get. But yeah, TruDesign seacocks. Yeah, they're easy enough to do, no more difficult than any other skin fitting, I suppose. It's just a lot, I think it just offers you a lot less headaches as to, obviously, when it comes to earthing out seacocks, there's an argument for doing it and there's an argument against doing it. Obviously, you know, it's down to personal preference. I can see the reasoning behind both of them, but there's no definitive right or wrong answer, to be honest. They're both right in their own way and both wrong in their own way. But with the TruDesign composites, it does negate that fact, so you don't have to worry about whether to earth them out or not, because it's plastic. Very hard wearing, very solid stuff. But yeah, more and more people are using these now, and I can see why. Yes, they're a bit more chunkier. Well, okay, they're a fair bit more chunkier than your normal metal counterparts, but you know, if you can get them to fit, I would 100% recommend fitting them. If you can't get them to fit, I would recommend maybe filling the hole in the skin fitting and relocating the skin fitting somewhere else where you can fit them, because I just think they're the way forward. I think, without doubt, you ain't got to worry about rust and seawater corrosion. But yeah, so that was my little video on how I done the seacocks, changed them. But yeah, so see you next time.